really important when you're out on a ride to get in that aero tuck position and smash the pedals really hard. Keep up your average speed, because let's face it, the average speed on Strava is all that really matters. Nah.
Today's video is about to eat, more so directly what to eat post-training, to optimize your recovery and to prepare yourself the best way possible for the next day. To put this into perspective into my own training and my own week, and the reason I'm doing this video is that I've essentially got that 2-day block now. What that does is it generates a bigger training stimuli over a short period of time. Really pushes this fatigue, and then what I will do is I will take an easy day on Friday. So I'm really looking forward to getting in 2 solid days riding. There's also some efforts in there which I'll talk about later. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish my coffee while I get through some emails and some Training Peaks stuff. Then I'll get my breakfast, and then we'll get out on the road probably about 9 o'clock, something like that. This is my breakfast, as it were, what I call a protein pancake. Now, recipe for that is as simple as 3 eggs, half a scoop of vanilla whey protein, and 1 smallish banana into a blender, blend it up. Put it into a pan that's got like coconut oil in, and essentially cook it like a pancake. That gives me 40 grams of protein. It's a fairly low carbohydrate breakfast compared to something like oats. Personally, I work better, I feel better when I have higher protein, higher fat breakfast, as opposed to high carb in the morning. Then I'll be out on the bike in about an hour and a half's time, 2 hours time. And then I'll be feeding on the bike, you see, these intra-workout carbohydrates, which will keep me topped up, basically. For those that are interested, this is my bike. It is a TCR Advanced SL with just standard Ultegra mechanical. I run an 11:28 for most of my training rides. For races, I run a 11:23 normally. I have a Pro Vibe stem, which is a negative stem in 120mm, and I'm also running Adidas Super Zero carbon bars in 42mm wide. So I'm just about to set off in the next 5 minutes. Thought I'd just quickly tell you what I'm taking. I'm taking 2 sweet potatoes, which basically I haven't done yet, but I'm just going to take the ends off, slice them down the middle, stick them in the microwave for 4 minutes each, and they will cook through. I'll stick them in kitchen foil and stick them in my pockets. I'll take 1 banana and 1 Cliff Bar. I will take a bottle just with electrolyte mix in. I remember the last time I shot a video here, I was preparing for a cross race. On the one hand, I wish I was racing at the minute. On the other hand, it's bright sunshine out there and about 12 degrees, and it's a nice change.
So the first hour of this ride is just nice and easy, zone 2. Since I ate about 2.5 hours ago now, I will actually have a bit of a carbohydrate snack 20 minutes, half an hour into the ride, because I need to front load that carbohydrate into the system before I start the efforts. proper cruising for this first hour. I have just seen, middle of the countryside, a woman on her own with a face mask on. Each to their own, I guess. I've also just seen Finn Pickering. I seem to bump into him on rides all the time, literally like every time I'm out on a bike. He clearly chooses the same good roads as I do. Just arrived at the hill, a hill that goes into the back of a village called Goodmanham. And let me just unclip. It's the reason I've chose this hill is, as you can see, it's a nice quiet road. But what I like about this hill is it gets progressively steeper, so it kind of ramps up, and then the last 20 seconds is actually quite steep. You might have to get out of the saddle. And for this kind of effort that I'm doing today, it's ideal. What I'm doing now is I'm going to do 10 times 1 minute hard with 1 minute easy. So basically the 1 minute hard, I'm going up the hill, the 1 minute easy, I'm coming back down. I loop at the bottom and then go again. Strict 1-to-1 work to rest ratio. So basically I'm going to get progressively more tired. I did this session about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and this morning I just pulled up my training peaks and had a look at what power I averaged. So last time I averaged just over 470 watts for my 1 minute efforts. So yeah, my target today is essentially to beat that. I'm going to aim for like 480, 475, 480. And then if I feel good, I can obviously push the last few. Ah, man. Okay, so let me just compose myself. All 10 efforts done. Numbers were good. Sensations were not good. But if I'm honest, if you want to be pushing PB powers, the sensations aren't going to be good. So that's an hour and a half in the legs in total, with those efforts in there. So now is the time to feed again. So I'm now going to have one of my sweet potatoes now, and then another in about 15-20 minutes, which will replace that circulating muscle glycogen that I just kind of utilized then. Okay, those that know will know where I am. This is the Eton to Dalton little ramp out of the junction. Basically, the effort duration is shorter, but the quality is higher. So I'm just doing some 20 to 30 second kicks out of here, kind of top end power. It's going to be a maximum effort the whole way, so rather than pacing it thinking, oh, I've got 30 seconds to go, I'm going to kick as hard as I can, and then when I see the power massively compromised, then I'm going to ease it off. So efforts done, all at between 800 and 900 watts. They were compromised, and I was still limiting the recovery somewhat today. So I'm not looking for like pure power. I was looking for more about like repeatability. So I was limiting my recovery to about 1.5 minutes. So now 20-minute cruise home and then done. I didn't see you there. Just back from the ride. 2.5 hours, 47 miles, something like that. Just approaching 12 o'clock, so because I'm not absolutely starving and feel like my energy levels are massively dropped, I'm still quite hyped up from the efforts that I've done. I'm actually going to prioritise my shower
come down in about 10-15 minutes, and then I will eat. Better way of doing it, just to give my digestive system a bit of time to get ready for the food that's going to come in. Okay, back from the ride, showered, feeling fresh, and got a bit of an appetite now. Requirements in terms of what I should be eating now. It needs to prioritise a good amount of fairly fast digestible carbohydrates. Also needs to tick off, ideally, at least 20 grams of fast digestible protein. So for me, it sounds a bizarre one, but I've told a couple of people about it before. It works a treat, and it's easily digestible and is really good macronutrients. This stuff here from Aldi, okay? This is effectively Rice Krispies. If you look at the macronutrient breakdown here, it's a lot less sugar than typical Rice Krispies. 100 grams of that is 385 calories, 85 grams of carbs. What I do is I have about 100 grams of that, which is a massive bowl. What I do is I put in a blender, I put in a scoop of vanilla whey protein in a blender with some oat milk, and I pour it on top of that. I then add another sliced banana, and I can always add a little bit of extra fruit like blueberries, and that'll get me up to that 100 grams of carbs with 25 grams of protein. It's easily digestible. It's still less than 500 calories, but it's just what my body needs right now to be able to kickstart that recovery process. I'm telling you, that is so satisfying to eat. You'll see I put a little bit of homemade granola in there as well to make it up to the 100 grams. Some of you might be thinking, oh, well, this is effectively your lunch and you're missing out on a lot of vegetables and, you know, good healthy fats and things like that. This is not the time directly post-workout for you to be trying to include vegetables and good healthy fats in your meals. What you need to be doing is shunting all the things which will be there to specifically improve your performance and your recovery. And that needs to be fairly simple, easily digestible things, real soluble carbohydrates, not insoluble fibers, and hard to digest proteins and fats. So I do have lots of vegetables and a lot better quality food in my diet, but generally I have a lot bigger proportion of those on my easier training days, or days which are generally a little bit less intensity. This evening's meal will be sweet potato curry with some good chicken, some good healthy fats from coconuts and nuts, and have loads of different vegetables with. I'm getting in all my micronutrients throughout the day. But yeah, around the actual performance, the nutrition is a little bit more simple, I guess. Now, I have realised that I haven't actually included anywhere near the amount of science that I wanted to put across in this video. So I will be doing a follow-up video from this, which includes a bit more of the rationale and the science behind what I ate and when, and the importance of certain foods post-exercise for recovery. So keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, please drop below in the comments what your favourite post-workout meal is. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next week or so.